Hello there, as promised, here's my video of a paper bag devotional prayer journal that I just finished. I made a Gorgeous Girl journal for a friend, and before I start, everybody asked me two questions. Where do I get my images from? I get them from Bing and Pinterest. And the other one is, where do I get my stamps from? Most of my stamps I get from Etsy or from eBay, a lot from eBay, and a lot were gifted to me. This one here that says this prayer journal belongs to was a gift, and the person ordered it from rubberstamps.net. And the phone number is 877-391-6369. And again, it was a gift that I use in almost every journal. So anyway, here we go. I started off with just a paper bag. I like these little journals because when I mail them, they don't cost a lot. When I was making the big journals from Altered Books, it cost me quite a bit of money. I did post a tutorial earlier, a couple weeks ago, on how I make my journals. I just start with a paper bag. These are from the dollar store. They come 40 in a pack. And what I do is I take a bag from the grocery store because they have heavier papers, and I just cut out 4 sheets that are a little smaller. I fold the end and make a pocket, and I staple. And again, there's a tutorial on my site, but there's some other people online that make far better and far more advanced journals. So I would really encourage you, if you want to get into making paper bag journals, watch several videos and find your own style. But this is how I make mine. I don't sew. Anyway, what I do is I glue on, and I leave either an opening here or here to put stuff in. And my closure is just a ribbon. And the front here is a stamp. And this stamp came from eBay. I had ordered a bunch. You can get these Gorgeous Girl stamps pretty cheaply, and a lot of vendors will combine shipping, so you can get 3 or 4 of them for around like $10. And inside there's a card too, so if you don't know how to search Bing and Pinterest, you can always scan in the little cards if you have a scanner and know your computer. So anyway, this prayer journal belongs to, and on the back, that's a picture of me. It's a rubber stamp that I ordered from eBay, a custom stamp. You send in your picture and they make a stamp of you. And Lilibet gifted me this stamp that says handmade with a bounty of prayers. Alright. So inside here, I'm not going to read all the poems and stuff because we'll be here forever, but in the side there's bunch of devotionals, copies of devotionals, and one of my favorite devotionals is Jesus Calling by Sarah Young. This is one of my absolute favorite devotionals, and I use a lot of sheets in my prayer journals from her, and so there's several devotionals in the front here. And then what I did, this is an altered, I added the scripture, ye are of more value than many sparrows. And inside this pocket here is one of the dollar store receipts. And I stamped the Gorgeous Girl, and the Count Your Blessings is a rubber stamp that was gifted to me by Rachel Odom. Thank you, Rachel. That stamp seems to make it into a lot of my journals. And then this is just sheet music. We will pray for one another. And I put the Gorjuss girl on top. I would encourage you, I don't use Windows 10. I hate Windows 10. I had it for maybe less than 24 hours when I deleted it off my computer because it doesn't work with the programs that I use. I use PIZAP. That's my photo editing program, but there's a lot of programs online. I would encourage you to find one that you like and learn to use it, and that way you can do whatever you want with the pictures that you download from Pinterest and Bing. And inside here is a poem, and one of the charities that I'd like to support is called the Salesian, SALESIAN, Salesian Missions, and they do a lot with children and stuff. And if you send them an offering, when they send you things, they'll send you labels and books with poems, and I use a lot of their poems. I just love supporting them. They bless me, I help them bless others, and so a lot of the poems that I use in my prayer journals come from them. Alrighty. Now, when I cut my paper bags, there's usually a lot left, and so I make pockets with the scraps. And this is just a stamped jar that says "Pray More, Worry Less." And again, Rachel Odom sent me the "Pray More, Worry Less," and this jar stamp I got at a garage sale. And that's another poem. This is a prayer that I got offline, and what I did was I just glued a sheet of scrapbook paper on top. Actually, this should probably go in here. I try to, when I learned making journals, someone told me that wherever there's a pocket, you should probably put something in it, and wherever there's a hole for a ribbon, you should probably put a ribbon in it. Okay, this is another Gorjuss girl. This is one of my favorite pictures, and it says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits," Psalm 103:2. And this is just trust in the Lord with all your heart, and the trust in the Lord with all your heart came from Rachel. The stamp I bought off of eBay. My journals, I'm not a journaler, but I love making journals, so a lot of my journals have little things that people can write on the back. And this one here says, see that ye love one another with a pure heart fervently, 1 Peter 1:22. And there's a poem in here, increase my love for others. Be still and know that I am with you, another pocket, and this just has scriptures regarding peace. And again, I used just a piece of scrapbook paper that I glued on top. And this one, there's a prayer for making decisions. And what a friend we have in Jesus. And there's a poem in there, and a little Gorjuss girl. He shall give his angels charge over thee, Psalm 91:11. And in here, with the scraps from the paper bag, I made a little envelope and stamped a Tim Holtz bird on it, and inside there's a bunch of little scriptures, just all different ones. Godliness with contentment is great gain. What do we got here? Ask and it shall be given to you, seek and you shall find. Come unto me all that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. And so there's just a bunch of little scriptures in there, in that envelope. And this time the pocket is on the side. When I glue down the sheets, I either leave an opening here or here. And I made a few little postcards, And again, this is just a piece of scrapbook paper. This scrapbook paper I actually got from the dollar store. And another pocket, and stamped on here is Ask, Knock, Seek. Some of my scripture stamps I did get from Hobby Lobby. This one I got from Hobby Lobby. And this postcard is He that is of a merry heart has a continual feast. And so that goes there. And then there's a pocket behind the scrapbook paper, and this is a prayer for forgiveness. And then there's a cute little girl that will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee. And this one here is a prayer. A few years ago at a garage sale, I got a book called Healing Prayers, and it's by Clift and Kathleen Richards, and it's just got a bunch of prayers, all different things that people are dealing with, headaches, for example, page 118. But I like the back because there's a bunch that are prayer for peace and confusion and establishing your thoughts. And this one here that's in the peace one is a prayer for trusting God. And so I use a lot of prayers from that book in my journals, especially the ones that I give to people who are battling certain sicknesses. And here's another one that says, we are never so lost that angels can't find us. Whoops, right here. And in this one is another prayer from that healing book. And this one is about fear. And this is another postcard, and I made a pocket. Miracles happen to those who believe. And this is Psalm 23 postcard. And that's just a piece of scrap paper. And again, I glued it to the bag, and there's another poem in that pocket. And then this one says, thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. And there's a prayer in there. And then, thou hast put gladness in my heart, Psalm 4:7. And then there's a poem, I put my cares away today. Another pocket, and this one says, with God all things are possible. And there's a prayer here. This one's about anxiety. Sometimes life can get a little hectic. And there's a poem back here. Blessed Assurance, with a little gorgeous girl. And there's some poems and prayers. Put a couple in there. This one, thou hast put gladness in my heart. Again. And there's some poems back here. This one back here says believe. And there's another one of these receipts. These receipts I got at the dollar store. And they look like this. They have a white and a yellow copy. And this one here says expect miracles. And this little receipt goes in the back here. And then this is just a little book, and it says prayer request and the date and how God answered, and there's several pages so that prayer requests can be recorded. And that goes in the back pocket there. And then I've got a glued ribbon, and that's how it's held together. So that's my Gorgeous Girl journal. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. God bless.